Welcome back to my channel JBR online classes. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon.
Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to talk about exponents. So first I am going to tell you the formulas and basic of exponent very briefly. Then we will solve exercise problem from the book. So let's start. Now a into a into a into a. This big expression we write it as a power 4. Okay. That means a is getting multiplied 4 times. Okay. If a is getting multiplied m times, okay, then we write it as a power m. Okay. So this is called, this a is called base and this m is called exponent. Now this a can be any number. It can be a positive number or negative number, or it can be a fraction. Also this m can be positive or negative or 0, any number. Okay. Now when this exponent m is 2, that means a power 2, we have a special name. We have a special name. We call it a squared. Okay. Similarly, when this m is 3, that means a power 3, then also we have a special name. It called a cube. Okay. So for any other exponent other than 2 and 3, we read it like a power m. Okay. Only for 2 and 3 we have special names. Now if the exponent, that means this m is 0, then it is called 0 exponent. Okay. That means a power 0. Okay. And this value is always 1. Any value of a, if the exponent is 0, then it is always 1. Like minus 7 by 4 whole to the power 0, it is going to be 1. Suppose 2 to the power 0, it is also going to be 1. Any value of a to the power 0 is always going to be 1. Okay. So it is called 0 exponent. Okay. When this exponent is 0, we call it 0 exponent. Okay. Now let's move on to negative exponent. So when the exponent, that means the power m, is a negative number, we call it a negative exponent. Like a power minus m. So this minus m is a negative number, isn't it? So then we will use this formula, that a to the power minus m equal to 1 by a to the power m. Okay. Now this is the formula of negative exponent. Okay. For example, 2 to the power minus 3. Then by this formula, we will write 1 by 2 to the power 3. That means 2 cube. Okay. Now if the negative exponent is present in the denominator, that means 1 by a to the power minus m. See here, minus m is present in the denominator. Okay. So then we will directly write a to the power m. Okay. For example, 1 by 2 to the power minus 3. Then we will directly write 2 power 3. Okay. So this formula will be very useful. This last formula will be very useful when you solve the problems. Okay. Now there are 5 main formulas. You need to remember them and they will be very useful for solving problems. Formula number 1 is a to the power m into a to the power n equal to a to the power m plus n. Okay. Now this formula you can remember like this, that the bases are equal and the exponents are different. Okay. That is m and n. Now there is a multiplication between this term and this term. Okay. Then we will just add the exponent like this, m plus n. Okay. Now this is formula number 2. In this formula, only a single base is there and there is a exponent of exponent. Okay. That is m to the power n. Okay. Whenever you see this kind of scenario, we will just multiply them, multiply the exponent. Okay. Like m into n. Okay. This is formula number 3. In this formula, 2 bases are there, that is a and b, and there is a multiplication between them, that is a into b. Okay. and there is a common exponent m is there. Okay, so in that case we will distribute the exponent among these bases and we will just multiply them. So a to the power m into b to the power m. Okay, now this is formula number 4. Here again two bases are there and there is a division between them, that is a by b. Okay, and a common exponent m is there. So again we will distribute the exponent among these bases and we will just divide them. So here b must not be equal to 0. Okay, and this is the last formula, formula number 5. In this formula, same base, that means a and a, okay, and different exponents m and n, and there is a division between this term and this term. Okay, in that case we will just subtract the exponent, so a to the power m minus n. Okay, now we will solve the exercise number 2. Okay, so this is problem number 1, part 1. It is 2 to the power minus 3, that means negative exponent. Okay, so by the formula it is 1 by 2 cube. Okay, and the answer will be 1 by 8. See, this is part 2. It is 0 exponent because 0 is present in the power, so it is going to be 1. Anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, part 3, again negative exponent. Okay, and the base is minus 3, not 3 only. Okay, because there is a bracket and then the power is there, so it is minus 3 is the base. Okay, so by the formula of negative exponent it is going to be minus 3 whole square. Now minus 3 whole square means what? Minus 3 into minus 3, so minus into minus it will be plus, so ultimately it is 3 square, which is 9. This is part 4. Here one negative exponent is there and one positive exponent. Okay, so here I will apply the formula number 1. Okay, so 8 to the power 5 plus minus 5. So formula 1 is a to the power m into a to the power n equal to a to the power m plus n. You just add the exponent. So here the bases are same. I am just adding the exponent. So plus and minus, it will be minus. So 8 to the power 5 minus 5, which is 8 to the power 0. So it is 0 exponent. Now this is going to be 1. Anything to the power 0 is always 1. Okay. Now this is part 5. Here negative exponent is present in the denominator. So what is the formula? We can directly write 2 square. Okay. So it is going to be 4. Now here 3 into 8 minus 1 is what? 7 to the power 0. Now anything to the power 0, that means 0 exponent. So it is going to be 1. So 3 into 1, it is going to be 3. This is part 7. So here negative exponent is present in the denominator for this term. In this term also negative exponent present in the denominator. So for this term we can directly write 2 power 1 plus 3 power 1. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay. Now this is part 8. X to the power 0, that means 0 exponent. So anything to the power 0 is always 1. So 7 into 1, the answer is 7. This is part 9. So a cube divided by a square. That means we can write it as a cube by a square. Now here formula number 5 will be applicable. So a to the power 3 minus 2, and this is going to be a. Okay, now this is part 10. Now in the numerator negative exponent is present. So first I am going to use the formula of negative exponent. So y to the power minus 6 is 1 by y to the power 6, and then in the denominator already y to the power 4 is present. So there will be multiplication between them. Now it is a to the power m into a to the power n. Okay, that means formula 1. So it is going to be y to the power 6 plus 4, that is equal to 10, and it is done. Okay, now this is part 11. Now here you will think that formula number 2 you should apply, but I will say whenever the exponent is 0, you don't need to worry about anything. You straight away write 1. That will be the answer. Anything to the power 0 is always 1. Okay, here I am considering this 8x to the power minus 3 as a base of this exponent 0. Okay, so anything to the power 0 is 1. Now this is part 12. Again 0 exponent, so 6 to the power 0 means 1 plus 6 to the power minus 1 negative exponent, so it is going to be 1 by 6. 3 to the power minus 1, again negative exponent, so 1 by 3. Now you just do the LCM and the answer will be 3 by 2. Okay. Now this is 13 part. Now here a to the power 0, that means 1, b to the power 0, that means 1 because 0 exponent, so 1 by 1 plus 1, so it is 1 by 2. This is part 14. Here 5 to the power 0, again 0 exponent, this is also 0 exponent, this is also 0 exponent, so just put 1, 1 minus 1 into 1, so the answer is going to be 0. This is part 15. Here again it is like the part number 11. Anything to the power 0 is always going to be 1. I will not apply any other formula when the exponent is 0. One exponent is 0, you can straight away write 1. That means I am considering this whole term as one base of this exponent 0. Okay, so this is the answer. So this is problem number 2 part 1. Now here you need to apply formula number 1. That means base are same, different exponent, and there is a multiplication between them. So x to the power 5 plus 3, it is x to the power 8. That is the answer. Okay. Now this is part 2. Here base are same as well as the exponents are different, but there is a division between them, between this term and this term. Okay. So formula 5 you need to apply. So x to the power 8 minus 3, which is x to the power 5. This is problem number 2 part 3. Now here you need to apply, so power of power. Okay, and a single base is there, so formula number 2 will be applied. So x to the power 3 into 2, x to the power 6. Okay, problem number 2 part 4. Now here you need to apply two formulas. First you need to apply formula number 3. Why? Because this term into this term, then a power is given. Okay, so one base and then another base, then there is a multiplication between them. So just apply the formula 3 cube into x square whole cube. Now for this part it will be what? You need to apply formula number 2 because power of power. So 3 cube is 27 and then x to the power 2 into 3, that is 6. So 6 is coming. Now this is part 5. Now here you first apply the formula number 3. Okay. So because this number into this number into this number into this number, and then a common exponent is there which is minus 2. Okay. In this problem you don't apply negative exponent formula first. You first apply formula number 3. Okay. So if you apply, it will be 5 to the power minus 2 into x to the power minus 3 whole to the power minus 2, then into y to the power minus 2, then into z square whole to the power minus 2. Okay. Now for this term I will apply the formula of negative exponent because minus 2 is present. So it is going to be 5 square. Then here for this formula, so for this term I will apply the formula of formula 2 because power of power. Okay. So it is going to be minus 3 into minus 2. So minus and minus will get plus, and then 3 into 2 is 6. So x to the power 6. Then y to the power minus 2 again. So here negative exponent. So it is going to be y square. And then again for this term power of power. So formula 2 will be applied. So z to the power 2 into minus 2, which is minus 4. Okay. Now for this term a negative exponent is coming. That's why here also we will use the formula of negative exponent. So finally we are getting 1 by 5 square is 5 square means 25, x to the power 6, 1 by y square, and then 1 by z to the power 4. Now if you write the final answer, it will be x to the power 6 by 25 y square z to the power 4. That is the answer. So this is problem number 3, part 1. This means actually 4 into n into n into n. Okay, n cube means n into n into n, and 4 is multiplied. So this is the correct answer. So the correct answer is C. This is part 2. So you just break each and every term. X cube means 3 times x is multiplied. Y square means 2 times y is multiplied. So ultimately it is 6 into y, 6 into x into x into x, and then y into y. This will be the answer. So here also again C is the correct answer. Okay, now this is problem number 4, part 1. Now whenever you see zero exponent, you put 1 first. Okay, so here I am putting 1, and then 1 into b to the power minus 2 is b to the power minus 2 and whole to the power 5, and then 2 and this denominator. Okay, now this means here you can apply the formula number 2, because power of power, so b to the power minus 2 into 5 is minus 10, and then here a to the power minus 1, that means negative exponent is present in the denominator, so you can directly apply 1 by a to the power minus 1 is a, so a is multiplied in the numerator. So final answer will be, so here also, here negative exponent is present, so b to the power minus 10, that means 1 by b to the power 10, so 1 by b to the power 10, and then 2 was there, and then in the numerator a was there, so final answer is a by 2 b to the power 10. That's the answer. Now this is part 2. So whenever you see zero exponent, you put 1 first. So and 2 and 4, this will be 2. So 2 I am directly writing, and then a to the power minus 3. This will be 1. I am not writing it. So a square, and then b to the power minus 1. Now here in this term negative exponent, this term negative exponent present in the denominator. So it will be 2 into a square is there in the denominator already, and then a to the power minus 3 is 1 by a to the power 3. So a to the power 3 will get multiplied in the denominator, and 1 by b to the power minus 1. That means b will get multiplied in the numerator. Fine. Now for this term, you can apply the formula number 1, a to the power m into a to the power n. So a to the power 2 plus 3 is a to the power 5. So 2b a to the power 5. That will be the answer. So this is for part 3. Now here I will, so first this x square will go out, I mean get cancelled. Okay, and this 2 to the power minus 1, that means negative exponent present in the denominator. Okay, so for this term 1 by 2 to the power minus 1, you can just multiply 2 in the numerator. So 2 was already there, and then you multiply 2, and for this y to the power minus 3 negative exponent, so 1 by y square will be there. So and already y square was there, so y square. Okay, and this x square got cancelled. Okay, so final answer is 4 by, for this term a to the power m into a to the power n. Okay, it will be 2 plus 2, so y to the power 4. Now this is part 4. Now here instead of applying negative exponent formula first, you just do like this, that you apply formula number 2 in the numerator and as well as in the denominator. So for the numerator, if you apply formula 2, it will be 2 to the power of power, so minus 4 into 3, so minus 12, and then t to the power 3 into 4 minus 4, so it is minus 12 again. So see, this term and this term, they are same, numerator and denominator is same, so it is going to be 1. This is part 5. Here instead of applying negative exponent formula here and here, I am going to do it like this. You just multiply this 4k square in these terms in the bracket. Okay, so 4k square into this, that means 4k square into 4 to the power minus 1 and k, then 4k square into 4k to the power minus 2. Now this 4 and this 4 to the power minus 1, these base are same, and here the exponent is 1 and exponent is minus 1. So 4 to the power 1 minus 1, formula number 1. Okay. And this k square and this k. So base is same, exponents are different, 2 and 1. So again you can apply formula number 1. So 2 plus 1. Then here this 4 and this 4, 1 and 1. So 4 square. And then this k square and k to the power minus 2. So again formula number 1, 2 plus of minus 2. So 2 minus 2. So finally 4 to the power 1 minus 1 is 0. So anything to the power 0 is 1. And then k to the power 2 plus 1, 3. Okay. And then 4 square. And then k to the power 2 minus 2 means 0. So k to the power 0 is 1. So the final answer is k cube plus 4 square means 4 into 4, 16. That is the answer. Now this is part 6. So here I am first going to apply formula number 4. Okay. So if you apply that, it will be 3x to the power minus 2 whole to the power minus 2, then 2y to the power minus 1 to the power minus 2. So I am considering this is as one term and this as one term. So and this is one base and this is another base and common exponent is there. So we can apply formula number 4 and we get this. Now for this numerator I will apply formula number 3. So 3 to the power minus 2, then x to the power minus 2 whole to the power minus 2, then 2 to the power minus 2, y to the power minus 1 whole to the power minus 2. Fine. Here also I applied the same formula, formula number 3. Okay. Now this is a negative exponent. So this will be 1 by 3 to the power and 3 square. So 3 square will get multiplied in the denominator. And for this negative exponent present in the denominator, so it will go up. So 2 to the power 2, that means 2 square. And here you just apply formula number 2, power of power. So it is minus 2 into minus 2. So minus minus plus 2 into 2 is 4. So x to the power 4. And then again here formula number 2, power of power, minus minus plus 2 into 1 is 2. Okay. That's the answer actually. So just final answer is 2 square is 4, x to the power 4, and then 3 square is 9y square. So this is part 7. For this part also I am first going to apply formula number 4. That means I am considering this as one term and this as one term. And this is a common exponent. So this to the power this and then divided by this to the power this. I am just distributing this exponent. So finally 3 to the power minus 1 whole to the power minus 2 divided by minus 2 to the power minus 2 whole to the power minus 2. Okay. Now it looks weird, I know, but it will be shorter. So here you can apply formula number 2, power of power. So minus 1 and minus 2, it is going to be 2. So 3 square. And then in the denominator, this is minus 2 of minus 2. So minus and minus plus 2 into 2 is 4. So minus 2 to the power 4. Okay. 3 square is what? 9. And minus to the power 4, that means plus, because minus 2 to the power 4 is what? Minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So even number of times you are multiplying, that means minus into minus into minus into minus. So it is going to be plus. Okay. And 2 to the power 4 is 16. So that's the answer.